Guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna learn another new things. Make sure you stay until the end.
Let's start off this video with a question. What is your favorite capital city on Earth and why? Sometimes capital cities are the best city in a given country. There tend to be, we'll find many of the country's most famous attractions like say Big Ben and Buckingham Palace in London. However, sometimes capital cities are extremely busy, boring places that just cater for business and workers. For example, I've been to Costa Rica, which is one of the most beautiful countries on Earth in terms of natural geography. However, its capital, San Jose, is pretty much a concrete jumble filled with roads, cars, and trucks. I'm not a particularly big city lover, but Tokyo Kopi, my favorite capital city on Earth, the food, the quirky attractions on every street corner, as well as it being home to one of my childhood favorite movies, Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, means it cements itself as being perhaps my favorite capital city on Earth. So staying on the topic of Tokyo, let's jump into today's first fact with the Japanese capital itself. So by metro area, the world's most populated capital city is Tokyo, Japan, with a population of around 37 million. That's about the same population as Poland or Morocco. Number 2, the newest capital city at the time of making this video belongs to Juba of South Sudan, who officially became the country's capital on the day that it was founded in the 9th of July 2011. The country officially declared independence from Sudan, leading to the city becoming the newest capital on Earth. Number 3. La Paz, one of two of Bolivia's capital cities, is the highest capital city on Earth in terms of elevation from sea level. The city is found in the west of the country and sets an elevation of around 3,650 meters. The city is high up enough to cause altitude sickness in some people, as altitude sickness can start at altitudes of around 2,400 meters and above. Number 4, on the opposite end of the spectrum, Baku of Azerbaijan is the lowest capital city on Earth, sitting just 28 meters below sea level. This also makes it the largest big city on Earth found below sea level. Number 5. Tokyo isn't just the capital city with the most people living in it, but also the capital with the most Michelin-starred restaurants, with some 194 establishments totaling 251 stars. To put this in perspective, this is more than what the UK has in total, or around the same as what can be found in China and Hong Kong combined. Number 6, the northernmost capital city on Earth depends on your definition of capital cities. If we just stick to UN country capitals and Reykjavik, Iceland will be the world's most northern capital. If we include territories as well, then you could argue that Longyearbyen of Svalbard could be the world's most northern capital. Number 7, quite literally on the flip side of the world's most loving capital city, belongs to Wellington of New Zealand, which is actually found quite significantly further south than any other capital city on Earth. Next will be Canberra of Australia, followed by Montevideo of Uruguay. Number 8, if going by official ceremonial names, Bangkok is the capital city with the longest name on Earth. Its ceremonial name is the following and consists of 21 words and 176 characters in total. Number 9. Speaking of Bangkok, the city was also the most visited capital on Earth in 2023. With around 22.7 million visitors, that is the equivalent of the entire population of Burkina Faso, visiting the city within the space of a year. Number 10. Excluding Hong Kong, which is the special administrative region of China, the capital city with the most skyscrapers, over 150 meters, belongs to both Tokyo and Kuala Lumpur of Japan and Malaysia respectively, both with 173. Although it must be noted that due to the threat of earthquakes, Tokyo's skyscrapers are significantly smaller than those found in Kuala Lumpur. Tokyo's tallest building, for example, stands just 325 meters tall compared to Kuala Lumpur as being 679, which is actually the second tallest building on Earth. Number 11. With a population of just 318 or so people, Gromode of Palau is the world's least populated capital city. The country as a whole has a population of just 18,000, meaning just 1.8% of the entire country lives within the capital. Number 12. Excluding city-states and territories, Kuwait is the country whose capital city has the highest percentage of the country's population living in it. In fact, just over 70% of the country's entire population lives in the capital, Kuwait City. Number 13, with an average yearly temperature of just minus 1.3 degrees Celsius, Ulaanbaatar. The capital of Mongolia is the world's coldest capital. January and February are exceptionally cold months, with a temperature ranging between minus 15 and minus 40 degrees Celsius. Number 14. On the opposite end of the thermometer, the hottest capital on Earth by yearly average is believed to be Khartoum, the capital of Sudan, with their balmy 29.9 degrees Celsius. Now you might be thinking that isn't that hot. You might live in a place that often exceeds this temperature. For me in England, not so much. However, remember, this is the average temperature for the entire year, including its winter and all of its nights. Number 15, excluding Vatican City and San Marino, which are both enclaves of Rome, Italy. The two closest capital cities in the world are Kinshasa and Brazzaville of the DR Congo and Republic of Congo, respectively. At their closest points, they are just 1.6 kilometers away from one another. Number 16. The only letter of the alphabet that does not start a capital city name is X. Then we have Z, U, Q, and surprisingly, all only have one capital city whose name begins with the corresponding letter. This is Ulaanbaatar, Quito, and Edinburgh, respectively. Number 17. There are multiple countries who have two capital cities such as Bolivia, Sri Lanka, and Eswatini, but there is only one country on Earth that has three capitals. If you're into geography, you probably know this already. It is, of course, South Africa. Its three capitals are Cape Town, Bloemfontein, and Pretoria. Number 18. Nauru, which is the third smallest country on Earth, technically has no capital city. In fact, that country doesn't really have any cities at all. Some sources claim that Yeren could act as its de facto capital, as this is where you'll find most of its important buildings. Number 19. The oldest continuously inhabited capital city on Earth belongs to Damascus of Syria, which is believed to have been inhabited since 2500 BCE. The city today has a population of some 2.5 million. Number 20. The shortest capital city name on Earth belongs to 14 different capitals, all with 4 letters each. Some examples are Oslo, Lima, Rome, Juba, and Kiev. Number 21. The capital city which ranks number 1 for views for this channel is London. Around 1.3% of all views have came from this one capital alone. Number 22. The capital city found closest to the equator line belongs to Quito of Ecuador, which comes to no surprise as the country's Spanish name literally means equator. Quito sits about 26 kilometers south of the equator line itself. There is actually a sign you can visit which seeds bang on the equator. Number 23. The capital city that is found furthest away from its own territory belongs to Paris of France, which is found some nearly 17,000 kilometers away from New Caledonia and Oceania. Number 24. There are around 450 million French speakers around the world. But what is the most populated French-speaking capital city on Earth? It's got to be Paris, right? Paris's metro population is 11 million. However, this still does not rank it as number 1, as that would belong to the bustling megacity of Kinshasa in the DR Congo.
Hope you like it. Don't forget to click like or subscribe. It will help me create more. See you soon again.